Hey everybody, I'm Jared Boyette, and today I'm really excited for this video. I have one of my favorite people on earth here with me, Stacia, and we're going to talk a little bit about just our relationship over the last 6 years and how Apollo's been able to help her kind of navigate the confusing process of what health insurance and healthcare in America could look like. And so, Stacia, if you want to talk just a little bit about how we got connected 6 years ago, now 2018, and what your initial thoughts were of me.
Well, I have always been self-employed and I needed some new insurance. And so I didn't know what I was doing. I was calling around. I actually called Blue Cross and I thought, well, I think they have individual plans. And they said, no, we'll refer you to someone. So I said, okay. Got Jared on the phone and he sounded about as old as my grandson.
Thanks.
And he started talking and I'm like, okay, this guy's got to be straight out of college. I don't know if he's going to know about insurance and what I really need. But the more we talked, he was like super educated, had all of his facts and figures nailed down, super smart.
Yeah, when I initially sold Stacia the plan, I was just out of college. I had graduated earlier that year. I'd been working at Apollo for 4 months. So you could probably tell I didn't have a lot of clients at that point. And yeah, I remember we just kind of hit it off on the phone. At least I thought so.
We did.
And the first, 18 months that we were connected, everything went fine.
Yep.
We never had to use anything. We talked every once in a while. I think you had sent me some of your friends and we had chatted back and forth about that. Hey, Thanks for sending me that person, all those kinds of things. And then at the end of 2019, something happened and you actually had to use your insurance and you had a shoulder issue.
Yep, I thought it was brilliant to go walking up and down sidewalks in an ice storm, and yeah, that was black ice. Bad idea. So I whacked and completely tore my rotator cuff in half.
So that was the first plan that we had her set up on, was that one, and we started to work through just some claims. And I remember, I think the bills were $50,000, $55,000, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I remember we got all those kind of wiped away, washed off. You paid your deductible, everything was good to go. And I remember thinking, wow, that was a big bill. Glad we got that one taken care of. And then little did we know, 2021, there would be a lot more bigger bills coming.
You got to see more of me.
Yes. We had a lot of conversations.
We did. In May of that year, I had just had the shoulder surgery in January. And then in May of that year, I had some friends going through breast cancer and I was trying to raise money for breast cancer. And so I was on Facebook, I was doing the breast cancer walk and raising money. And so I'm a walker anyway. So I was walking about 5 miles a day. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to kick it up and walk 7 or 8 miles a day to raise more money. And the longer I walked, then the more I started having some unusual pains. And I thought, okay, well, it's probably nothing, but let me go see the doctor. And of course, with COVID, all your tests are behind. You're behind on normal things that you're supposed to have checked up, which was a colonoscopy for me. And so I called and said, can I just get a colonoscopy? And they said, well, this was in May. And they said, yeah, in September. And I'm like, okay, well, can I just see somebody? I'm having some pain, probably nothing, just want to get it checked out. So they said, well, you can see the nurse practitioner. And so I came in, saw her, she did a little scope and said, yeah, you got a little polyp or something, why don't you come back and see the doctor next week? Mm-hmm. And the doctor came in the room, had not known him from Adam, was in the room 5 minutes and told me that I had anal cancer. Jared helped me figure out what we could do about getting second opinions, found a doctor at KU Cancer Center, and was able to go meet with that doctor, and he did everything right. Yeah. He actually had some bedside manner. He actually said, you know what? We're going to do the colonoscopy. We're going to do some PET scans. We're going to do some blood work. We're going to do all these tests. We're going to figure out what it is, exactly what it is, and figure out, what's happening. And he was sweet because he was like, well, there's a 10% chance it could be something else. I'm like, that's all I wanted was a little hope, right?
Right.
So we did all the tests and it ended up that I did have stage 3 anal cancer and it had gone to the lymph nodes. So at this point, I was talking to him all the time.
We were talking a lot.
We were talking a lot. And he actually knew someone who had gone through the same type of cancer also at KU Cancer Center.
Yep.
And so he referred me to that person who was just a lifeline for me, you know, through that main first year of treatment. We're still very connected right now, but she really helped me know what to expect. Were things I was going through normal, you know, what was coming down next, because it was a very scary thing.
Yep.
So anyway, that's kind of what happened, and I ended up starting my treatment at KU. I had to do 36 treatments of radiation, and I had to go every day, except on weekends. And then I had to do chemo, and instead of going in for regular chemo treatments, they gave me a fanny pack. I was special. I got to wear a fanny pack of chemo for an entire week.
Yeah.
When I started my radiation, and then at the end, which was super fun, being plugged into chemo for 24 hours for 7 days. It was not fun.
No. Yeah.
So
we looked at doctors, we looked at prescriptions. I mean, everything. We had different things planned out. We knew you were getting PET scans. We knew you were getting MRIs. And it's funny because not everything works the way that you think it's going to be. But Stacia and I, at the end of the year during open enrollment, we're crunching all these numbers to try to save as much money as possible and make it doable. And yeah, it's been really hard, obviously. But it's grown us together.
absolutely.
To where we don't have a business relationship.
No.
We're friends.
Yes.
All you do is text my cell phone. That's it. We haven't talked on a business line in forever.
No.
And
We never have.
never.
No. I cannot tell you how many hours we spent arguing with the insurance companies.
Yep.
And I mean, he or a member of his team were on every call with me. I mean, hours and hours and hours, and you cannot ever get the same person on the phone. So you have to start over and retell the story every single time. I mean, and in the end, we had to file an appeal. He helped me file an appeal, and I won.
Yep.
He helped me win. And so they were saying I owed all this money and that I had never made my payments, and we provided bank statements and proof. And I mean, I would not have made that through that if you had not helped me, because it was just very hard and confusing. I would highly recommend Apollo and Jared and Matt and his team. Like, I don't think I'd be here without you guys. I just don't. And I for sure have filed bankruptcy because they kept trying to jack me around. You know, if I hadn't had your help and your guidance and your no BS on the phone with these people, like, I needed that. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't thinking straight, and I wasn't a great advocate for myself. And if I didn't have you guys up to bat for me, I wouldn't have made it through. So I would highly recommend you and your team and Apollo, because, well, I don't think I'd be here. And I know that my journey through cancer would not have been, you know, you got me somebody to help me and coach me, and you handled all the financial aspects of it for me. And I mean, you saved me. I love you. You're fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah, you've been a joy to get to know over the last 6 years. And yeah, we love having clients like you and servicing you, and that's why we exist. You know, our mission statement is to positively impact people's lives, and that's what we exist to do. That's what we want to do. We want to help people in a really confusing aspect, and something that doesn't make a lot of sense, and something that can be really frustrating. And so, if you have any questions about insurance, if you have any comments, if you are like, where do I go? How do I respond? What do I do? Who do I call? Something just happened. I just lost my job. Anything like that. Apollo would love to be the place for you. We'd love to help you out and answer any question that you have, and help you through maybe a really easy decision or maybe a really hard decision.